And what might aliens think of Earth's signals?
We were sending signals out before we were doing it on purpose.
Right.
Okay. Our early TV shows, you know, like I Love Lucy and the Honeymooners and that sort of thing, or radio, Howdy Doody, you know, these are our cultural emissaries. These are the first things aliens will decode about our civilization. They will learn how men and women treat each other by watching the Honeymooners.
I don't know what's worse, him ragging on some classic American television or Christopher Hayes laughing, giggling, chortling over really, really bad jokes. I don't even know where to start except, Gavin, you have a look of pain.
I hate this guy.
Okay.
I remember hearing Chris Hardwick on a podcast talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was just salivating. White liberal nerds love this guy so much he could defecate on them like Martin Bashir's fantasies, and they would dance in the streets.
Do I have to edit that out?
All he does is he's drunk with adulation, and he talks about things like, when I was young in New York, I would get racially profiled when I go into stores. Back then, he looked like he was in the Warriors. He had a huge afro and a cut-off shirt, and New York was a war zone. Sorry, you fit the profile. And all
How did we get into this? I want to talk about aliens.
All he does is complain about his lot in life, and if we gave him Carl Sagan's job, he's a nightmare, this guy.
Aliens.
You got to come down on the liberal intellectual thing again, though. But speaking of aliens, I can't stand liberal intellectuals. And this idea that somehow they get to look down on the rest of the human race, it's no wonder the extraterrestrials don't contact us. We don't have any pride in ourselves. And besides, he's a racist. He attacked Desi Arnaz.
Oh, there you go. That's true. Damn it. Andy?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
No.
No?
No. He also won't shut up about creationists.
All right, we get it.
Sorry.
Look.
You know, I was up in Harlem a few weeks ago, and I actually had dinner with Al Sharpton, who is a very, very interesting guy, and he comes on a Factor a lot, and then I treated him to dinner because he's made himself available to us, and I felt that I wanted to take him up there, and we went to Sylvia's, a very famous restaurant in Harlem. I had a great time, and all the people up there, tremendously respectful. They all watched the Factor. You know, when Sharpton and I walked in, it was like big commotion and everything, but everybody was very nice. And I couldn't get over the fact that there was no difference between Sylvia's restaurant and any other restaurant in New York City. I mean, it was exactly the same, even though it's run by blacks, primarily black patronship. It was the same. And the blacks were well-dressed. You know, this is what white America doesn't know, particularly people who don't have a lot of interaction with black Americans. They think that the culture is dominated by Twista, Ludacris, and Snoop Dogg.
But do you understand what the New York Times wants and the far left want? They want to break down the white Christian male power structure of which you're a part, and so am I. But you know what's shocking? 35% of the Hawaiian population is Asian.
Right.
And Asian people are not liberal, you know, by nature. They're usually more industrious and hardworking. Well, say you're a cocaine dealer, and you kind of look like one a little bit.
As do you. You look like a cocaine user.
There's an outreach, I don't even know what that means, by the Obama administration to African Americans. Right? Yeah. I don't know. What does that entail? Are they going to be on Soul Train?
What is it in America that we still have every 2 seconds a racial controversy? Remember when I went up to Sylvia's and had dinner with Al Sharpton and said on my radio show, you know, Sylvia's is just like any other restaurant in America. It's a nice place with nice people. I can serve great. And then the left wing turned it into I was denigrating, saying, oh, he didn't think Sylvia's was going to be nice.
Tonight's runner-up, Billo the Clown. After the arrest of Professor Gates, the Frank Burns of news went back to his excursion 2 years ago to meet some black people. Remember when I went up to Sylvia's and had dinner with Al Sharpton and said on my radio show, you know, Sylvia's is just like any other restaurant in America. It's a nice place with nice people. I got served great. And then the left wing turned it into I was denigrating, saying, oh, he didn't think Sylvia's was going to be nice. Yeah, that's not what you said. Billo on September 19th, 2007. I couldn't get over the fact that there was no difference between Sylvia's restaurant and any other restaurant in New York City. I mean, it was exactly the same, even though it's run by blacks, primarily black patronship. It was the same, and that's really what this society is all about now. There wasn't one person in Sylvia's who was screaming, MF'er, I want more iced tea. You know, I mean, everybody it was like going into an Italian restaurant in an all-white suburb in the sense that people were sitting there and they were ordering and having fun, and there wasn't any kind of craziness at all. Bill thought there might be a human sacrifice between the salad and the entree. Racist clown. Imagine dinner chez Billow. I'm happily surprised you haven't stabbed me with a steak knife, dear.
And I couldn't get over the fact that there was no difference between Sylvia's restaurant and any other restaurant in New York City. I mean, it was exactly the same, even though it's run by blacks, primarily black patronship. It was the same. And I couldn't get over the fact